Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye. Hope everybody's having a great week. Again, it's beginning of the year. Usually, there's only like maybe a couple movies that'll throw out at you because, like, traditionally January is not a great movie month. It's usually with bad movies for the most part. Movies that probably the studios know are like, no, they're not gonna make shit. Just put them out there and let's see how they do. But it's almost like in recent years, especially like pre-COVID, I would say the last 4 years, where January movies have actually surprisingly gotten pretty good. Like, they're definitely releasing some sleeper hits throughout those months. So the one we're talking about today is M. Night Shyamalan's latest film, Knock at the Cabin, starring Dave Bautista, Rupert, what was his name from Harry Potter?
Rupert Grint.
Rupert Grint, thank you. I was going to say it, I was getting mixed up with...
A.K.A. Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley, yes. And I forgot the guy from Matrix...
Jonathan Groff.
Jonathan
and
Groff,
Mindhunter.
thank you. Is that... Oh, and he's a Mindhunter. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm out of it when it comes to all that, to be honest. You know, I'm an uncultured swine, really. But before we get started, this is a non-spoiler review, guys, so we're not going to get too into it or anything. We're just going to literally give our overall thoughts about the movie and whatnot. So before we do, please give us a like just to show your support, ring the bell for notifications, and of course subscribe so we can just keep growing the community and all that good stuff. You know, we're trying to, we want to keep growing this page.
Do those things or the world is going to end, folks. Okay? All you just have to do is hit the button. That's all you gotta do and you save the world.
Oh my god. Well, you know, I hate to say it, I wouldn't mind if that was a thing, but that's also horrible. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe not the best idea, but you know what? Whatever it takes, am I right?
Whatever it takes. Just like what Cap and everybody said in the Endgame. Anyways, so kind of like what Burn was alluding to. This movie is about a couple with a child that they go on their vacation house. That's like a family trip. And they are interrupted by a group of 4 individuals who look like they have nothing to do with each other. I apologize, I'm watching the movie. And yeah, they're faced with a difficult choice to choose a sacrifice of the family or the world will end, slip into total apocalypse. And I'm not going to say much more because I feel like if I do, I'm definitely going to spoil some stuff, and that's not what I want to do. But overall, I really didn't expect this movie to hit that hard because M. Night Shyamalan has had a very rocky career, like, as a director. Is he as bad as...
yeah, very hit or miss.
Which one's the Anderson we don't like? The one who makes
Paul
all the best...
W.S.
Paul
Anderson.
W.S., okay. The other one is Paul Thomas. He's the good one.
Paul Thomas Anderson is the good one, yes.
Okay, I always got this... I wanted to say it, make sure I get the right. But he's not as bad as Paul W.S. Anderson, but some may argue Paul W.S. Anderson had the Resident Evil franchise, which made bank and all this garbage. But, you know, at least M. Night Shyamalan has made some thought-provoking movies. And, again, he had a good portion of the 2000 teens, essentially after, like, Signs and Sixth Sense, where he really wasn't doing well at all. But then he came back with movies like Split, which is, even though it's very controversial, I think it was really solid. I really like it. And he also came out with, it's the one with Catherine Hahn, and it's about the grandparents. It's gonna hit me later.
Yeah. I don't remember that one. I don't think I actually watched that one, but I did hear it was good. I didn't know that was a Shyamalan movie for the longest time.
Oh, it's a pretty intense movie. That actually was, like, pretty fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, he also made Unbreakable. I forgot to do that. And he made Old, which was a kind of a sleeper hit in 2021. That did really well. The Visit, that's what it was. But essentially, it's like The Visit and those movies that kind of jump-started his career again, where it's like, okay, like, he's getting back into it because he had bad movies. Like, you know what, we're getting too out of it. Anyways, so he's very hit and miss. I did not expect myself to really enjoy this movie the way I did. It was a very emotional film. The two standouts for me personally were Jonathan Groff from, like, you know, Mindhunter and the latest Matrix movie. I forget what that Matrix is called. That was not that great. And Dave Bautista, to be honest. I think those two, for me, were the strongest performances throughout this movie that really kept me in it and just, you know, kind of got me through. It just felt very, like, heartwarming, or got emotional watching them. So I really loved it. Very interesting premise. And before I finish my thoughts, what did you think of it, Bern?
I mean, I'm right there with you. Like when you hear M. Night Shyamalan is making a movie, you know it's going to be entertaining, but it can be either entertaining for good reasons or entertaining for bad reasons. This is the former. You know, this was a very like well done movie. Like you said, as of late, he came back with Split and then kind of disappointed with Glass. So that was kind of like, ugh. And I know I did watch Old the other day, and that one also wasn't the greatest. But what's always good is that there's like elements in these movies that do work, and when they work, they really do. And here there was a lot more elements that, to me at least, that worked than didn't. You know, especially like you mentioned the main cast. You know, Dave Bautista continues to make a case for himself as the best wrestler turned actor. You know, taking a lot of these interesting roles, and this is a very interesting role for him too. And yeah, Jonathan Groff was great, and anyone who's seen Mindhunter knows that he's really really good. But the two I don't want to say standouts, but the two big surprises for me were the husband Andrew, played by Ben Aldridge. Never seen him in anything before. He absolutely stole every single scene he was in. I was like, who is this dude? Like, I've never seen him before. And he was just, I guess, in the movie, he has the more showy role. But someone actors can lean on that and be like, oh, they get to do a lot, so therefore they're interesting. That's not the case here. He's just very interesting regardless. So I did really like him. And also the daughter. I thought she was really good. Child actors can be hit or miss, and although she doesn't have a lot to do in the movie, with what she does get to do, I thought she was really good at. So yeah, the cast here was fantastic.
I mean, the premise I would put it, and this is really messed up, is like Modern Families, Cameron and what the fuck is the husband's name? The brother's name? Cameron and Mitchell meets the apocalypse, essentially. I don't know. I can't think of an apocalyptic movie that really can work with this, but that's essentially what it is. So I think that's another reason why I was kind of drawn to this premise. But yeah, I will agree with you there. The daughter and the other husband, Ben Aldridge, were fantastic. But Jonathan Groff, I think I just have a soft spot for him just because he did such a great job with it. And like you said with Dave Bautista, he continues to show, and he continues to excel in acting. Like, he's definitely the one wrestler out of these actors so far, like, The Rock and John Cena, the ones that stand out the most, that's actually really testing himself. He's really put out these dramatic roles or involved in dramatic films, and it's great. I think this is definitely another great one for him. I'm glad he was a part of it because, man, he's also, like John Cena and The Rock, he's a monster of a man, but he sounds like such a good guy in real life. I'm going to give a rating of 4 out of 5 for this one, to be honest, just because, again, it hit me so hard emotionally home when it started getting towards the end, and the rest of the cast did great. It was weird seeing Ron Weasley as like a grown man essentially, but it was great. I'm glad Rupert Grint is getting back into it. I hope he, because I know he kind of quit acting for a bit, or I forgot what he was doing. I think he was just living life. So if he keeps doing more stuff like this, I am all for it. I definitely would recommend it in theaters as well, to be honest, just because I saw it in Dolby and I thought it was very enjoyable. It's just definitely a good movie to kick off the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a solid entry in the beginning of the year, which this year's off to a surprisingly really good start, and this is definitely one of them. For me, I'm gonna say, yeah, the central performances were good, although I do feel some of the characters weren't as well utilized as others. I can't go into it much without spoiling it, since this is a very contained movie. And also I'll say that the central mystery didn't really feel like at all a mystery to me. Like, I felt like once I started the movie, I kind of knew where it was going to end up already by the end of it. That didn't make, the journey to the end any less interesting, just because the characters and the actors really carry the movie forward, and they're really the central focal point. But yeah, if they would have punched up the mystery a little bit more, I feel like it really would have, I don't know, made the ending a little bit more stronger for me. But yeah, this one is really good. Shyamalan, this is a win in his book, and like I said, it's a good movie to have, to get us ready for the things when things start to really kick off. The middle of this month, and for sure starting in March. So this one is going to be a 3 out of 5 for me. I like you. I recommend people go watch this for sure.
I figured once you started with the butt, I was like, it's gonna be a 3, but not in a bad way. I was just like, I know your tricks, Bernie.
What can I say?
But everyone, what did you guys think of it? Did you see this movie yet? Are you interested in seeing it? Did you love it? Were you bored by it? Did you call from the very beginning like some people have? Please let us know in the comments. Like I said, we got another episode of The Last of Us coming out early. The Super Bowl, hopefully it's good. None of my teams are there, but hopefully at least the commercials are good. I feel like the Super Bowl really hasn't had strong commercials in a long time. So hopefully those are good, especially the movie trailers and stuff. But until next time, guys, as always, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Good luck to whoever's team is playing, whether you're a Chiefs fan, which I can't stand, or the Eagles. I can't stand them either. But you know what? Best of luck to both of you guys. And stay bodacious and keep on ranting for us.
Absolutely. If you're like us, you're going to be hate watching the Super Bowl, hoping for some good commercials and at least an entertaining game. But we'll definitely catch you guys on the other side of that. But until then, be good, be safe, and we'll see y'all on the next one.